Settle for details now. An economist and professor of finance at the University of Ghana, Gov't Bokpin, is calling for a raft of governance reforms with the aim of achieving a sustainable public financing regime. His comments come on the back of the U-turn by government to include individual bonds in the debt restructuring program. He's urging the government to rethink their decision. Professor Bokpin, who describes the move as unfair, said government must take advantage of the economic crisis to correct the systemic problems that continue to adversely run the finances of the country into a ditch. He's advocating, among other things, a reduction in the size of government and the suspension of ex gratia.
If our president cannot govern with less than 40 ministers and the other reforms, he should resign and give Ghana a chance. Because it's too expensive governing this country. With a number of ministers and associated costs, state-owned enterprises, new agencies being created, some of them are actually not doing anything, but their lifestyles are loaded on the public purse. We must suspend ex gratia for until 2040. Look, this is a good crisis. That is how I see it. We must initiate certain governance reforms, productivity-enhanced reforms that allows us to guarantee sustainable public finance. Until that is restored, no ex gratia across different regimes, across different political parties. And we must have that conversation and broaden that and a certain level of wage freeze that allows this country to have fresh start. We must do that. We cannot try to resolve this problem by disproportionately loading it on creditors who through no fault of theirs were only doing the right thing by investing in a safe instrument, i.e. government bond, and now they have to pay this price. That is sad. That is unfortunate.
We've been speaking to some of you about their suggested reforms, especially the suspension of ex gratia, and here's what she told us.
My point of view for the ex gratia being given to the MPs, if it can be minimized or reduced to help the country, because at the moment the country is in a hardship and we need a lot of money to run many things in the country. So at the moment, the number of MPs that we have in the country, the ministers that we have in the country, if we can reduce it to save some money for the country to help. At the moment, the institutions that we have, the institution that we have in the, how do we call it, the ministries. Yes, if the number of ministries can be, because the ministers we are having now are more than the ministries that we are managing. So at least the number of ministries that we should have the same ministers, not more than that. That would be the best.
They have to cut down the number of ministers, like let's say half or 1/3. Then they have to also reduce the amount of the extra share. Like that one to half. It's too much, because actually they are not the one doing the job too, but even the civil servants who are doing the job, they are even anonymous. So they have to reduce the amount. That's what I think.
Well, I think we should cut down the ministers? Yeah, then we should manage how we spend as citizens. Yeah, I think that one will help us. Yeah, it's not about politics, but it's about ourselves. Understand? Yeah. So I think 40 will be okay. Yeah, 40 will be okay. Not we should stop paying per se, but we can minimize. I mean, we can reduce the amount. Understand? Yeah, we can reduce the amount.
Looking at the number of ministers or cabinet they have, if they should cut it, Ghana can make a lot of millions from that, and that could help save the economic hardships. But if they don't do that, the poor people will suffer. Some of the allowances and some of the household amenities that we pay for the ministers to enjoy, some of them even pick their children from school with the fuel that is supplied by government. All of those things should be cut down. If they give them ex gratia, well, you've served and they want to give you 1 or 2 compensation, that one I think is normal. But those kind of benefit they get, somebody can just pick the child right from school and all with the fuel that is supplied by government. And that is what I think that shouldn't be done.